Reading books can solve anyone's problem. If you have a problem for physical health, read a book. There are tons of books about it. If you have a problem with mental health, if you have a problem with sleep, if you want to increase your vocabulary, any book can fix your problem, whether it's non-fiction or even fiction. And because books can help you so much, there are tons of mistakes people, or at least beginners, can make when they're trying to build their habit of reading and trying to be consistent in it. So here are 3 mistakes I have personally made that you can avoid to make your reading more consistent. Tip number 1, read what you want, whether it is fiction or non-fiction. Here's the thing, because I've been on self-improvement and consumed a lot of self-improvement content, people always advise to read and read specifically non-fiction books or self-help books. Now, learning can be really beneficial to you. However, when you're diving into topics you're actually interested in, that can really make you more consistent. Sure, being productive or learning about how to sleep better, these are all topics that are part of my or maybe your self-improvement. However, if these topics don't interest you in this specific moment, then I don't want you to read something that you're not going to use. Same thing with fiction. I don't want you to read a book that you don't find interesting. There's been a few fiction books I have read, and I've never really found the interest in fiction yet. I used to read a bunch of non-fiction books that did not align with my goals. I used to read a few fiction books that I found uninterested. Despite all that, I still read, but I couldn't find myself finding the inner joy I could in reading and immersing myself in the pages. Now I read few books on a specific topic that I can use and actually implement when it comes to nonfiction. And when I read fiction, I like to read things that genuinely interest me. Mistake number 2 is that I used to compare myself with the speed and pace of other people. What I mean by this is, if you were to look online, let's imagine that you were to read a page, and let's say that page took you 2 minutes to read. I have seen online searches that people could read certain books in a whole day, people could read it in a few hours, but in my case, I could not read a book in that span of time. And comparing my reading with online people and how they can read way faster, it made me feel a little less confident and that I don't belong to the readers out there. But a reader is just someone who just reads books, despite if they learn something from it or don't. A reader is someone who consistently immerses themselves in pages and books. So next time, read at your own pace. Don't compare yourself, just compare yourself to the one you were yesterday. Nowadays, I don't look at how fast I can read. I just think about, have I read today and have I enjoyed reading? Mistake number 3 I have made while reading is that you don't have to finish every book. There have been few books that I have read the last couple of weeks that are related to business. The thing is, these are, yes, they are really rich in information. However, they are not the right books that I could use right now. Because these books are not the specific topics that could help me right now in this moment, I just dropped them. And if there's a book that really doesn't interest you, if there's a book that you think that it could not help you, that you would find it really boring, then I would strongly suggest just putting the book down and moving on to another one. It is completely okay to drop a book. Just like it's okay to watch series online, it is completely okay to stop the series or the movie if it's uninteresting. The way you should see books is kind of like entertainment. Yes, most books are really informative. However, if that information also entertains you, then that is just like any other media. However, this media is just really compact in the knowledge the authors have written in these pages. Overall, reading can help you a lot in your life, whether it is self-improvement and you're really committed in reading every self-help book you want, or you're just someone casual trying to read a fiction book and enhance their vocabulary, or just want to entertain themselves and immerse them in a page and book of a fantasy world. That's it for now. If you thought this video was helpful or valuable in any way, I have made other content on this channel you could check out, because if you enjoyed this one, you may enjoy the next one.